keep an eye out for that. In regards to how you can support the community, I think everyone offers different skills and backgrounds. We have such a incredibly diverse community. I think the best thing you can do is just be genuine, be present as much as you can. We don't want people glued to the Discord and feeling like they have to grind. Absolutely not what we want to do. So just be helpful. We do have a lot of NFT beginners, first time people in the space. So if you can keep an eye out for them, keep them, give them tips on security and safety, things like that would be absolutely extremely helpful. And the last thing I'll say is, there's a lot of things we have planned for you guys. So just participate and be genuine. And that's the best thing. That's the best advice I could give to you.
Yeah, and I'd add to that as well. Like in terms of community growth, I think something that's really important, there's a slight differentiation here, is that you don't always need to be the one that's like doing the shouting necessarily. Like obviously that's amazing. Like we want as many people talking about the project as possible and kind of, spreading the word, because that's how this project is going to gain more traction, is by more people joining this community. And essentially we're trying to create history here, right? We're trying to create an NFT project that will go down in the books as like one of the big ones. So, and I think we've got everything in place to do that, including like the team, the art, the utility, the functionality, the name Ozzy Osbourne, the creative director Ozzy Osbourne on the project as co-founder, and I think the way that's going to happen is by encouraging other people in the community to spread the word. So I don't know if that was a really convoluted way of saying something quite simple, but I think if you can rally the community in the same way that we do, that's such a huge benefit, because if we have 100 people rallying other people, then that spreads, right, and that it creates this infectious energy. And obviously, like we're doing that in an authentic way and in a way that we're not looking at numbers that much. I don't think that's really, I mean, Ash, Danny, would you agree with that? But like we're not really out here looking at our numbers. Like we celebrate like the big wins, like 20K Discord members, but we're more just excited about the buzz, and that's a really intangible thing. And that's yeah, sorry, I've really monologued there, but yeah.
No, I mean the progress that we've made recently, I mean, just going off of like what you say about the Discord, is that, I mean, look at how far we've already come in 3 days. It's been actually 3 days, and we have over 20,000 people in the Discord with no invite competition, which I think is something that we should all be proud about, because a lot of us we're in the NFT community and we've tried to get into new projects, and for us to be where we're at without doing like an invite competition, that's big. And then the Twitter is doing well also, and I mean I think it's just a testament to how far our community is coming to this point, and I think it's just great. And I mean, everybody that's here is obviously a part of that, and we're excited, and I'm personally very thankful for everybody to be spreading the word and just all of it. I mean, I think that we're doing amazing 3 days in so far.
Yeah. Survivor, I feel like you just got like a really weird bunch of like long answers to your question there, from me mostly including that. I hope that was helpful. Maybe we move over to someone else, Danny.
Yeah, absolutely. We have the other survivor, Surviving Crypto. What's going on? You guys are you're on mute.
There you go.
Yeah, muted us.
There you go. Yeah, I was sorry. It was not letting me unmute. I just wanted to say, guys, I think you already made history just tonight with the way you onboarded everyone. I've never seen anything like that ever. And just being in the Discord, it was kind of like sensory overload at first, and then you get used to it, and you definitely find people to interact with there on there. And I already see people in this chat that I've talked to live in voice chat, that I follow on Twitter, that I've interacted with. I think that's real community right there. And yeah, I guess my question to you is, I was one of the people affected in the Adidas NFT minting process where I lost money in the gas fee. So what I noticed is with all these tiers, I think maybe you guys have like foreseen issues that may arise. Is that how it all works with the whitelist? So like people don't mint and then realize, oh, you minted something that's already sold out. Like, and have you looked into trying to protect, I guess, whatever smart contract you may write whenever the minting process does live? Yeah, that's my question. And just thanks very much for creating this. I think it's amazing.
Yeah, thank you so much for coming up. Really appreciate you. Really appreciate the kind words. So I could talk a little bit about this. Hopefully, I won't monologue too long. But first and foremost, we have an unbelievable dev on the team. His name's 11. He's done a lot of different smart contracts for some really big projects. So he is very well versed in that area to make sure the gas is minimized. So that's area number one. Number two, with the pre-sale tiers, gold, silver, and bronze. There will be more to be announced on this as we progress, but the structure is to allow people to mint at their convenience when gas is low, and we will certainly not be overselling. So if you have a pre-sale spot, you will get your hands on an NFT.
That's kind of the whole point of the whitelisting, right? Is that it just like removes the gas war. Like we
I,
could
I think
run.
I'm still traumatized from my previous experience. I'm glad that I'm trying again and that I'm whitelisted. Thanks so much,
Dude,
guys.
yeah, dude. Well, this is yeah. There's just so many horrible war stories in this space from like everyone's got their own like NFT war story, like what their worst one. Like my one was like I don't want to. I shouldn't go into it. Yeah, I hear you though. They won't. I think we're very anti gas war, and yeah. Our contract, as you're talking about our smart contracts, they're going to be light. We're doing like a double audit on our smart contracts as well, which should be pretty cool. So yeah, we're confident in our contracts, and yeah.
Awesome. I'm going to step down as a speaker so other people can come up. And I just wanted to give a shout out to Z Guy NFT man. Thanks for following me back. And I don't know how, guys, it's definitely possible. I was on the space Discord for 2 days and I made it to silver tier. And I'm definitely going to keep going and keep supporting the project.
Damn. Congrats, man. Well, I mean, look, the project's only been going for 3 days, so you've actually been around for two-thirds of
I've totally lost track of time, I think.
it. Z's in here as well. I can see him. I can see his purple avatar sneaking down here in the listeners. All right, cool. Damn, there's a lot of people in here tonight. That's crazy.
Yeah, we'll try to get at everyone. Perhaps we make our answers a little quicker. I mean, you guys ask such great questions, so we want to be as detailed as possible, but we also want to get to everyone. So kind of got to find the balance there. Let's turn it over to Voxy.
Yeah, well done, guys. I gotta commend you on your onboarding. My question was pretty similar to Crypto Survivor. Me and him have been on the VC for the last 2 days, so we got the same sort of thinking. Have you guys looked at a layer two solution with regards to minting and stuff like that prior, or is it set on Ethereum?
It'll be set on Ethereum, but as we said, like, so roughly, I don't want to be quoted on this per se, but roughly 75% of our token allocation is going on whitelist, which is
Okay,
pretty
fantastic.
crazy. So
And then,
the majority of our tokens will be done on whitelist, meaning that on its own, basically, I mean, it doesn't rule out, but I mean, it near enough rules out kind of gas wars per se, especially because we're breaking it up between bronze, silver, and gold. So yeah, that on its own kind of, I mean, that I don't want to put my foot in anything here, but I'm right to say that, right, Ash and Danny, that essentially solves the whole issue.
Yeah, it certainly helps. I understand the question on the layer two portion, but we've seen success with this structure previously, and there are times, maybe late at night, early in the morning, right, where if you're minting at your convenience, gas can get as low as 30, 40 gwei. So it really will minimize, even though it's still on a layer one.
Yeah, and I guess to sort of really address your point as well, I mean, there's no hard and fast answer here, but maybe my slight aversion to a layer two a layer two solution is just, I think there's just so many barriers to entry in this space already.
Yeah.
And especially where we have this convergence, there's like Aussie fans coming into the play, and there's a lot of people, this will be their first NFT, and I understand it's all just complicated at the end of the day, but for a person that's new to the space at least, and I think layer two, it just starts taking it to that next level of like complication, and I think this is the way that we'll kind of make it the most accessible as it can be for people.
Beautiful. And then, sorry, there's another part to my question. I mean, I love the fact that a lot of people don't understand what NFTs are and understand utility behind a community and utility behind the actual NFT itself. And I love the fact what you're doing with regards to the bytes. The bytes are quite a new one to me, and I've been in the space for quite a time. With regards to the bytes, are you going to lower sort of the entry level bytes that people can access? Because I mean, biting off a Bored Ape Yacht Club is like a $600,000 investment.
Yeah, I mean, so we're clear though. Okay, let me just really quickly. I'm just going to give some summary on Mutant Bats and how it works, because some people it might be your first kind of experience of that. My dog is squeaking a toy in the background. Apologies. The way it will work is every CryptoBat that is minted will come with a utility in that it will be able to bite once. It will have one bite in it, and you'll be able to bite any token from a select 4 projects to start off with. The 4 projects will be Bored Ape Yacht Club, Cryptodes, SupDucks, and one other mystery project that's yet to be confirmed. In order to bite the other NFT, you'll need to hold it in the same wallet as your CryptoBat, and you'll click bite, and your CryptoBat will bite the other project, and you'll be given a third extra NFT called a Mutant Bat. So you still hold your CryptoBat, you'll still hold the victim project. If it's the Bored Ape, you'd still hold the Bored Ape, but you'll just be given, you'll be essentially dropped a Mutant Bat that shares the traits of the CryptoBat and the Bored Ape that it bit.
Yeah, it's a phenomenal thing. I mean, it's very similar to the mutant apes. It's absolutely phenomenal, guys. What you're doing is spot on with regards to where the utility needs to go. So I commend you on that. I commend you on the success of the onboarding. I have been around in VC on Discord for the last 2 days, so keep a lookout for Saxon Knight. I'm not on the whitelist yet, so I am asking. Thanks, guys.
Thanks for talking.
All right, thank you for coming up, Boxy. Going to turn it over to Dr. Nova.
Oh, hello, folks. It's just so nice to be here. I joined you today. I heard about the project from a really good friend of mine who's a very big Bitcoin, but I'm the NFT partner. I've been in this space since last December, and I'm a Bored Ape Yacht Club holder and the holder of some other projects. And when I saw the art, I was like, this is really, really cool. It gave me the same vibes that I had when the day after the launch of the Bored Ape Yacht Club. On the 1st of May, I just saw these bats and I was like, yeah, this is different. This is so cool. And then I learned about the Ozzy Osbourne link, then I was just blown away. So I'm just so happy to be here. And I have a couple of questions. One of them is a bit nerdy. So I know that your dev is not currently here. So I don't want to, and many people may be new to NFTs. I don't want to bore them. But just out of curiosity, I heard that the NFTs are going to be on chain. So that more like crypto kitties and avatars or that kind of style. Is that the case? Are they fully on chain?
I'm gonna defer that question. I'm really sorry. I just don't want to give I
Sure.
feel like a politician or something right now. But I feel like there's a lot of people listening right now.
Okay, sure.
Passionate about the project. And if I say the wrong thing, if I say something that's like not perfect, then that's gonna kind of be written down. And
Let me ask you an easier
we're
question.
doing these spaces every night. So what I'd suggest is, unfortunately, Eleven's actually off with his family until Sunday. If you tune back in on Sunday, I promise you we'll have a perfectly worded answer to that question.
Sure, I may even hit him up in DMs, and if his DMs are open, just to find out. But if I can ask you another question, more fun question, probably, can you tell us a bit more about the origin story of the bats, and like what's the story? Well, how did you come up with that, and what this whole relationship with Ozzy? How did that kind of start?
Yeah, sure.
Thank you.
So we were introduced to Sharon and Ozzy through a business contact of ours, and basically, we were we're heavy in the NFT space as collectors. We're Bored Ape holders and crypto holders, and we've been. I mean, it's like dog years, isn't it? This stuff, like, it doesn't sound like a long time, but we've been in the space for nearly a year now. So it's a space that we were actively looking for projects, and we were starting to think about, how we could innovate in the space. We've been doing that over and over again. This is myself and a business partner, for record.
Sorry, and what's your name? We don't. It doesn't show on your, because you're talking from the account.
Jepeji.
Sorry, what was that?
I go by the alias of Jepeji, but you can see that on the CryptoBatz website.
Perfect.
So myself and a business partner, we were kind of, every time we kind of thought about an idea, we kind of, recoiled slightly, and we were like, it feels too late. I don't know. It doesn't feel like the right time to do this. We thought, and that happened over and over again. And it felt like every time we didn't do something, we would regret not doing it. Like 2 months later, we'd be like, damn, if we had just done that and gone for it, that would have worked out. That would have been amazing. But we did, and that happened like a couple of times, basically. And then just serendipitously, we were kind of put into a sphere, I guess, with Sharon and Ozzy. And I guess from there, like I said, I think we had a similar question last night. But there wasn't really, there's nothing that dramatic that happened. Like CryptoBatz, I can't even remember how we came up with CryptoBatz, but it's just so obvious, because if you know Ozzy and his whole brand and his whole legacy, like he's got a bat tattooed on his hand, like right, and very prominently on his hand. Like he's notorious for biting the head off a bat on one of his performances. Like it's just, he is synonymous with bats anyway. And if you're close to the NFT space, you understand kind of, we wanted to create a collectible, something, and the way that it's always, it's usually linked into animals made a lot of sense. So I don't know, it just kind of really naturally just came. It was so obvious. We didn't even really talk about another project with Ozzy. All we spoke about was CryptoBatz from the start. And then, from that, like, I guess the rest is history. Yeah, we've just been collaborating with Ozzy, Sharon, and, they've got a team of people around them as well. And we've been outlining the project, and, we'll go through, we sent through like a bunch of original ideas, and then Ozzy picked the ones that he liked, and Sharon was giving us input as well. And we'd go through and narrow down the sort of creative routes and creative options. And we're coming at it from more of a kind of NFTs perspective as well, in the sense of like, we're the ones that are saying, let's put a RuneScape hat attribute in there. Let's do this, let's do that. And coming at it maybe from a slightly more nerdy perspective. So I think this project is quite unique in the sense of like, we're not trying to tell anybody that Ozzy's sitting there reviewing the smart contracts. By no means is that what's going on here. That's us, that's Sutter Systems. And it's that marriage of these two worlds together, like Ozzy and Sutter Systems, that it's that convergence that I think is and that's why it's such an interesting, almost weird community, because we're appealing to people like yourself who are Bored Ape holders, who are, NFT heads, like hardcore in the space. But the person that comes on after you in this Twitter space could be like an Ozzy Osbourne fan that's never held an NFT before and just like loves the project for a different reason. So I think, again, sorry for the monologue. Does that help?
Oh, absolutely. And I wanted to congratulate you and thank you for onboarding Ozzy and Sharon, because I've tried to do this with a couple of, I'm not going to mention and it's not in music industry or arts, but more in gastronomy and uh, fine dining. And I know how hard it is to work with extremely talented and, like legends in their own field who may not be native Web3, NFT, or crypto even. And that is a huge challenge, and it's exciting, but at the same time, not everybody can do it. And the fact that you have done it, hats off to you. I'm really, really happy and excited because I'm also an Aussie fan, and I've been to their lives, and I just love this space, and
Thank
what
you.
you've done together, brought together, is really unique. Thank
Thank
you
you. I
for
mean,
that.
I wouldn't say responsibility. It's very much a collaboration as well. It's very much a partnership. I'd say, and I'm not just saying this to sound like humble or polite, but I'd say they are, Ozzy and Sharon and Co are bringing as much to the table as we are, but just from a very different side of things. So it's like it's a real kind of these two worlds coming together. But thank you so much. Really appreciate it, and your questions are awesome. Please tune back in on Sunday because I'm going to pull 11 into these conversations, and we can grill him on some technical stuff, which will be fun.
Perfect. I'm gonna move down. Thank you so much.
Thanks.
All right, we will move over to Jesse NFT. What's going on, Jesse?
Hey, what's up? How you guys doing?
Doing great, thank you.
Yeah, so I wanted to just jump on and profess my appreciation for Ash Robin. He's a killer community manager. Just brought to light the Aussie CryptoBatz for me, and I'm a huge fan of Aussie and the family from the show, and just rocking out in high school back in the day. So excited to be on the whitelist. Let's go.
Dude, I love you. Thank you for that.
Thank you.
No, and I appreciate your help as well, because I know that we're discussing a partnership with a couple communities. So yeah, man, I mean, it means a lot, and I mean, you've been a great friend to me since I've been in the NFT space. So it does, I mean, personally,
Likewise.
a lot. So thank you, man.
We got 50 smalls, vying for spots, and quite the fervor. The diamond-handed small communities excited about Aussie, that's for sure.
Yeah, well, thank you, man.
All right, see you guys.
Thanks for coming up, Jesse. Gonna turn it over to Seth. What's going on, Seth?
Hey, good evening, friends. I appreciate you for having me up here. I had a question about the rarity of the individual tokens. There's 9,666 of them. Has anything been released, or can you guys give any kind of insight as to how the rarity is going to be allocated amongst them?
Yeah, still that's hot topic as we speak. Actually, very very relevant question. Give us a few days, and we'll be able to publicly announce that kind of stuff. We're on the precipice of announcing rarity.
Sounds good. Appreciate it, and go follow the CryptoBatz TikTok. Y'all have a good one.
Thanks, Seth. You're a legend.
Thank you, Seth. Appreciate you. All right, we will move next to Secret Sauce.
Hey guys, thanks for having me on, and really awesome to be a part of the project. Really just want to say hats off to you guys for getting off to such a good start. There's already tremendous momentum with this project, and the fact that it has the mutation byte utility, I think that this project is definitely positioning itself to hopefully become a blue chip project. And I'm really excited to see what's in store for the project.
Thank you so much. Really appreciate that. We're super excited to have you part of this community, and super excited to deliver to you guys. That's what it's all about.
Thanks. Did I give you whitelist today, Japeji?
Yes, you did.
Yeah,
Thank you very much.
I recognize your avatar. Nice. Yeah, you were like doing some good stuff. I remember. Yeah, you were like really kind of
driving that community, Ali. I really appreciate it. Honestly, it's people like you that are just out there. Like, you're doing it in such a like nice way as well, where what you can tell when people are kind of just doing it from like an authentic place and just like actually helping to make the community feel special. And yeah, it's like you're creating their magic, and I'm not just saying that to be nice to you either. It's the truth. So thank you.
Thank you very much. I really appreciate that, and definitely doing my all to hopefully further the project towards the future. And was just curious if you guys could maybe give us a few more hints or information about the ancient bats. And thank you very much.
Yeah. Very quick overview on ancient bats. So every crypto bat has the ability to create one mutant bat. So we had this idea, and what we were thinking was like, imagine if we could create like 99 or just under 100 really powerful crypto bats that had like special powers. And we're like, okay, what would that work like? So we're mapping it out. This was like over the course of like a few days, I think. And what we came up with is this idea for these ancient bats. And the way it would work is these ancient bats will have the ability to bite up to 100 times. So essentially, like, assuming all goes to plan, the holder of an ancient bat is it'll be a really powerful asset to own. And now the way that we've made them discoverable and the way that we've made them obtainable is that the ancient bats will be pre-stored in wallets with effectively passcodes that give access to the wallets, right? And what we're going to do is we're going to link the passcodes to physical QR codes, probably like think of them as like 3D printed QR codes. And then we are going to this is where it gets slightly less glamorous, or maybe more glamorous depending on how you look at it. We're going to physically plant those QR codes all around the world in really, really hard to find places. We'll be doing that manually. And then we will be releasing clues, slowly teasing clues, and you as CryptoBatz holders will be able to access the clues through like a live portal map, and you'll be able to see which ancient bats have been found, which ones are still discovered, which ones are still there to be discovered. And the idea is that people will be able to go out of the house away from Discord for half a day or something and just go on some real like Pokemon Go shit or some geocaching for any geocachers out there, on a bit of a geocaching tip. And try and find yourself an ancient bat. And if you find one, obviously you'll need a CryptoBat to unlock the wallet as well. That's something that's, we want to make it exclusively for the CryptoBat community. And yeah, is that I don't know if people can ask more questions on that, but that's what we're going to be doing with ancient bats. In order of events, our focus right now is obviously just to get CryptoBatz out there, and then the focus after that is mutant bats. We're already working on mutant bats as well, just for the record. Once mutant bats on its own is like such a big undertaking. To be completely upfront with everyone here, and just in the spirit of transparency, like we're not spending much time or energy on ancient bats right now. It's like we need to just focus with left foot, right foot, as they say.
Yeah, thank you very much for clarifying that. Way to further gamify everything that's already going on, and that's going to be like a real life witch hunt.
Yeah, it should be pretty wild.
All right, thank you, Secret Sauce, for coming up. Appreciate you. I'm gonna give it over to a familiar face, Wagme. How we doing?
Hey, can you guys hear me?
Yes, we can.
Fantastic. I've been getting rugged by Twitter every time I try and come up, so I appreciate the attempts. Love the community. I have a comment, a suggestion, and a question. As far as the comment goes, a fantastic job on the organic growth of the project and the Discord. It's so much better than everything else I've experienced. I just wanted to say that. As far as a suggestion, I know we've talked about utility. I'd love to see bats as mounts in the metaverse. I know a lot of projects are making an NFT that's playable or an avatar, but perhaps you can work with one of the options to have your bat be writable. I think that'd be pretty dope. And then as far as my question, can you guys talk about IP rights for holders, especially as the bats progress from CryptoBatz to ancient bats to mutant bats and so forth?
Yeah, the suggestion of mountable bats is a great one. Yeah, it's something we've actually spoken about as well. We're kind of, when it comes as it pertains to the metaverse and the sandbox, which is our metaverse of choice. Yeah, we're thinking about stuff like that, and also like obviously land and creating a metaverse based bat cave where CryptoBat owners could hang out. And I think the thing, I won't labor this point too much on the metaverse, but I think the thing that, again, it's going to come later in the roadmap, but what we don't want to do with the metaverse is just do anything that feels arbitrary. I think a lot of projects right now, because I think partly because CloneX has been such a successful project, and they've got quite rightly as well. They've gone heavy on their metaverse interoperability, and what they're doing right now with pods and stuff is super cool. So I think we're seeing a lot of projects just start to do stuff like that, just do stuff in the metaverse, quote unquote, just for the sake of it. And we really don't want to do that. We want to, when we do that, when we enter into the metaverse, we want to do it in a really meaningful way that can actually create value for CryptoBatz holders. So I don't know, just a bit of a tangent about the metaverse there, but maybe that's it. But I think it's a really good suggestion anyway. In terms of IP rights, yeah, so we are NFT fans, holders, collectors by nature. We are Bored Ape holders. We are Cryptoad holders. So yeah, we were adamant from the start, and ultimately, there's a bit of back and forth on this at first because Aussie, you can imagine like there's partnerships like drawn up, and you can imagine like the sort of Aussie's lawyers like trying to get their heads around like the idea of like not owning what we create. And yeah, we really pushed for CryptoBatz holders to be able to own the IP essentially. So yeah, I can tell you that with confidence that if you own a CryptoBat, you will own the IP, and there's going to be unlimited commercial usage on it as well. And you own the IP in its fullness, so you won't, just in the same as like any other project, the same as like Bored Apes or something, right? You don't own the rights to CryptoBatz the brand, but you own the rights to the artwork in its fullness. So yeah, we pushed really hard, and we were adamant that if we were going to create this project, that had to be the case. And yeah, I'm quite proud of that, to be honest with you.
Fantastic news. I was worried with such a big name attached to it that might not be the case. So great to hear. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Wagme. Appreciate you.
Yeah, check your T's and C's, everyone. Like, it's shocking when I went through like how many people were like capping at $100,000 commercial usage. No, I'm not going to just sit here like throwing shade at other projects. So it's like not a good vibe, but I don't know. It was just a shock, as in not saying it from like a CryptoBatz perspective, but just me personally as a holder. It was something that I hadn't read that much about, to be completely honest with you. So Wagme, it sounds like you've actually been reading about it. But prior to creating this project, like I was relatively uneducated, and when I started reading into it, I was like, wow, this is like actually kind of crazy. Like what, especially like CryptoPunks, like that. Obviously, that wave's been and gone, but that whole fiasco is kind of wild to me as well. But anyway, digress. Carry on. Let's keep going. Danny, Ash, you take over on some of these as well. Now I'm talking way too much.
All good feedback.
Yeah.
Again, Wagme, thank you as always for coming up here. Appreciate you. I'm gonna go and turn it over to Firefrog.
Hi. Hello. Can you guys hear me? Hello?
Yes,
Yes.
we can.
What up?
All right. Sweet. Yeah, I'm currently live streaming this in the Discord, so the Discord is saying hi.
Hey, let's go.
Hey, what's up, Discord?
Yeah, so one thing I will say is I really like the Discord, and I've been typing in the Discord and everything, but One thing I will say is the voice chat community feels a little overlooked. So that'd be cool if the voice chat community in Discord didn't like continue to get a little overlooked. But one other thing I kind of wanted to talk about that I think would be cool is you guys were talking about possible other projects getting their heads bit off. And one thing that's been talked a lot about in the Deathbat community, which is Avenged Sevenfold NFTs, is we're bats and you guys are CryptoBatz. We're the Deathbat. So I think it'd be cool if maybe like Deathbats could get their head bitten off of, so that like there's some kind of interoperability between the death metal bats, if that makes sense.
Yeah. So the way that we're currently going about this is, on the website we have like a couple projects that we're going to offer up the utility of the biting mechanic. And it's going to be one of those things that obviously everybody's a part of a different community. And I do realize that that's, the community, the death bats that you're mentioning, I see that there's like a similarity there, and it's definitely something that we're only 3 days in, and we're trying to make as many partnerships as we can. So for us, it's definitely something that we're going to keep on our radar, and always feel free to suggest stuff like that. And as time moves on, we're going to be listening to the community, and we're going to try to implement as much of that stuff as we can. But as of right now, it's like we're obviously moving very quick with just everything that we're doing. And so I guess that goes for the death bats, because you asked about it, but also really just about just the rest of the NFT projects that are out there as well, because I realize that there's a lot of people from a lot of different sides of the NFT space. And so we want to try to integrate projects, but we're just still only a couple days old, and so it's something that we're definitely going to consider, and we'll update everybody as time goes on.
Okay, then one other really cool idea I came up with while talking around in the Discord that I don't see any other projects doing is Ozzy Osbourne is huge. Like, I think it'd be really cool to have like a community YouTube channel where Ozzy Osbourne can promote the YouTube channel, and then the CryptoBatz holders can, if they hold a CryptoBat, they can request to get a YouTube video put up on the community YouTube channel. And I think that would be some really cool YouTube utility.
That's kind of cool. That's like public broadcast, isn't it? But I guess like the digital version. Yeah, that's interesting. Thanks for the suggestion. That's we should like have a discussion around that for sure.
Oh yeah, that'd be really cool. I think I think that'd be cool because like that's a unique utility.
Yeah, I like it. I like the idea of some kind of like media service for owners. It's quite interesting.
All right. Well, before I head off, I'm gonna ask the Discord if they want to ask any questions. Hey, Discord community. Any questions you guys want to ask?
So Firefrog, we got a lot of people, but I will say is I've already talked to some people in the Batcave that have been repping the voice chat. You can guarantee that I will be popping in there later tonight.
Okay, that'd be nice, because we've been in here for hours and we haven't seen we've only seen Jim Batch. We haven't really seen many mods.
No, we'll definitely be making it. It's been a lot going on, as you can imagine, but I've promised a couple of the other people in the Batcave that I'll be in the voice chat for sure.
All right, we appreciate that. We appreciate that. Well, we really appreciate this project, and
appreciate you.
Yeah. Thank you, Firefrog, for coming up. All right, we are going to go over to the NFT SSM strategist. That was a mouthful. What's going on?
Hey guys, thanks for having me on. What you guys are doing is very, very cool, and thank you for creating this project. My question is, one of the uniqueness about this project is, I think, partnering up with the other, blue chip NFT projects. How did you guys go about establishing your first partnership with these NFT projects?
Yeah, so I can speak to that. So yeah, to be like really clear, the way we're seeing it is more we're wording it more as like operability with these projects. So it's not necessarily a partnership. These aren't like official partnerships with Bored Apes and like Cryptodes, but it's more the fact that our CryptoBatz will be able to interoperate with those projects. So when we choose to bite one of those projects, essentially what it means is we have to create thousands and thousands of pieces of optionality artwork, so that if you decide you want to bite this CryptoBat with this specific project from this, or this specific token from this specific project, we need that option there. So there's huge optionality artwork that needs to be created. So the work is more on our side than it's not really a partnership in that sense. But yeah, with that said, how did we decide? I think, I spoke to some of the team at Yuga Labs as well about, doing it with Bored Apes, and they were like, yeah, that's cool, do your thing. And Cryptodes is CC0, so that's chilled. And we were chatting with Frankie Nines, who's the founder of Subducks, this week, and yeah, he's super psyched about it as well. And I think we're very plugged into these communities, and the way we selected the projects is just we want to have a nice variance of projects that allows it allows different NFT collectors at different levels to jump in. So if you're a Bored Ape holder, this could be really interesting for you, but at the same time, we recognize that not everybody can afford a 60 ETH floor. So that's why we have Cryptos, which is more of a sort of middle ground blue chip, then going down to Subducks, where the floor on Subducks right now, I should know this because I'm a Subduck holder, but I think it's 1.2 ETH or something. And then the fourth project, I guess this is just the fourth project will be relatively accessible as well. So, but that's still a mystery project. Does that answer the question?
Yes, thank you.
Thanks for the question. I think it was a good question.
Yeah, it's a great question. Thanks for coming up. Going to hand it over to Robert.
All right, thank you very much. Just wanted to say I'm very excited to hear about the ancient bats. I think that's going to be very cool, looking for those clues and getting those. So I think you sort of answered what my original question was going to be. So ancient bats are sort of separate, and you have to be a CryptoBatz holder to access the clues for them. But will they be included in that total count of CryptoBatz, or it's actually even going to be programmed as a separate token, perhaps?
I think they're gonna. We've had this discussion. I think they will fall into the normal CryptoBatz collection, but there will only be. There'll be less than 100 of them, so it won't really change numbers that much. Yeah.
All right. Thank you.
Thanks.
Yeah, thank you, Robert. These are all great questions. I'm sure plenty of other people are thinking the same things. So really appreciate you guys coming up here and asking them. We're happy to answer as many as we can. So with that said, I'm going to turn it over to Ragsy.
Hello. Thanks so much for having me up, and thanks for hosting the space. I just want to introduce myself. My name is Ragsy. I'm an NFT artist, but a curator as well. And somebody brought this project up in my live stream last night on TikTok. We had about, I think, 10,000 passing through. And it really caught my interest. I absolutely love it. And I DM'd, I think, Ash Roby, but I know you guys are so hard to get a hold of. So I wanted to just connect with you and see if there's a way I can get involved. So Black Sabbath actually worked with a charity I used to work for in the past, and they did a concert, and they donated some tickets to veterans and stuff. So absolutely love Ozzy Osbourne and Black Sabbath, and I really like this project, and I love the designs of the bats. So I was just asking to see who I should be maybe in touch with, because I know you guys are so busy.
Thanks, Ragsy. That's such cool support. Really appreciate you.
Yeah, I'll shoot you a message. Things have admittedly been wild over the past couple days, but I'll shoot you a message and we can connect.
Thank you so much. Yeah, I'm excited to see the full collection. I love, I guess, I don't know if I'm allowed to ask, is the one that looks like Ozzy Osbourne, is that the only one that's going to look like Ozzy?
It's a good question. We want to keep that under our hats for now. Yeah, we haven't revealed kind of like the traits or the trait distribution yet, but good question. And keep coming back, and we'll be unveiling. All will be soon to be revealed.
Okay, thank you. I just figured I'd try. Thanks so much, guys.
Thank you.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, thanks for coming up, Ragsy. Really appreciate that. So let's move over to Liam Webster.
Sweet. Thanks for having me on. I just first wanted to comment on the Discord growth. That's insane, and congrats. Your hard work's paying off. But my question was in regards to maybe if you had any hintings or talks in like the future of the like interaction and interface of the community, if like the goal is to continue to have the main like community interaction on Twitter and Discord, or if there was like a plan for some software, and maybe that bodes well for the ancient bats and like having that whole ecosystem.
I mean, someone the other night suggested like creating an iOS app for it, and I think these days, where you can program in React, and it's a lot more of a light lift to create something like an iOS app versus how it was like 5 years ago. Yeah, I mean, it's definitely interesting. It's an interesting thought. Yeah, I get. Yeah, and to be transparent, yeah, so it's clearly not something that it's not hardwired into the plans right now. But when you say it out loud, it does become more interesting, especially seeing the size of this community now and like how it's growing. So yeah, it's a cool idea.
I'd love to. I actually am a Flutter developer, which is cross-platform iOS and Android language that is based on Dart. I could shoot you a DM and see if I could like DM you some designs or any ideas.
Yeah, definitely. Just send a DM to this account. I'm manning this account at the moment, so yeah, definitely.
You got it.
That.
I'll do that.
All right, cool, nice, thanks.
Yeah, of course.
Yes.
Liam from the top ropes. Love to see it. Appreciate that. That's what this community is all about. When we have these Twitter spaces, it's unbelievable to hear from all of you and connect with you, answer any questions. But at the beginning, I said, everyone has these unbelievable skill sets and such, unique, diverse backgrounds. And the fact that everyone's just like willing to help and offer their support in any capacity has truly been amazing. And we appreciate you guys. It definitely sounds a little cliche, but a project is only successful as its community. And the ones that are looking to uplift that, we really appreciate you guys. So thank you so much, Liam.
Of course, thank you.
All right, so we got another familiar face here, Varun. How we doing?
Yeah, we're doing good. Yeah, I've been a part of this since there were like 200 members in the Discord, and it's now at 22,000, which is quite crazy. And great work on the organic growth actually.
Congrats.
Thanks. So I had this since metaverse is the next wave. So I had this this particular question that would there be a possibility of having a metaverse based Aussie concert wherein the NFT holders could get in either some kind of a privilege or an utility based around that?
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't want to allude to it as like a concrete plan, but I mean, we're having these conversations right now. I'd say, I feel like, again, I don't want to feel like I always worry that I come across as like some kind of like slime ball when I'm like, don't want to be committal to stuff, but I just don't want to say things and then have to like go back on them. But, we're serious about the metaverse. We have narrowed it down to the sandbox, and that's, at the moment, I'd say that's as far down that rabbit hole as we've gone, like quite intentionally as well, because, it's almost like thinking about the metaverse is kind of a little bit wild right now, whilst we have like so many people kind of waiting for us to make sure we nail this project, and we've got to sort of look at the task at hand, which is just to get CryptoBatz mint out nice and smoothly, no gas wars, like great art, great projects. Like I think we're really at the moment, touch wood, and it's not through anything but sheer effort. We're on track. We're doing. I'm so impressed by the team, all parts of the team. Everyone's just nailing it on all fronts, and I think it's because we're not getting ahead of us. Not getting too. I can't remember the expression, like too over our skis or something. That's the expression. But yeah, it's a really cool question, and like I think once we get into the place where we're really our metaverse interoperability is becoming like a bigger part of the roadmap, and we're like, this is what we're working on now. I think we'll probably hold like Twitter spaces like this for him, where we just like brainstorm ideas with the community and just bring people in and just figure out what people want. And I think that'll be the best way to do it, because right now, like the metaverse is just uncharted territory, right? No one knows what's going on there.
Yeah, totally. I understand. Actually, I'm an AI evangelist, and I've bootstrapped 5 companies. So if if you guys need any kind of help, of course, no personal interest, just to support the community, I'd love to help you guys out.
Thank you, dude. Appreciate you.
All right, appreciate you, Varun. Thank you so much for coming up. That was great to hear from you.
Yeah, take care, guys.
Take care. All right, so we got a couple new speakers here. I am going to pass it off to Nix.
Hey everyone, so glad to be a part of this community. I think what you guys are doing are just so cool and just so new and so fresh for like the NFT space. My question was, so I imagine there'll probably be some sort of rarity, maybe even one of ones, maybe even a set. Will those hold a little bit greater like real world utility? And my second question is, how will like Ozzy Osbourne like be present in the future after CryptoBatz have minted, Mutant Bats has gone on? Like, how will he be involved going forward?
Yeah, both really good questions. I mean, I guess the rarity traits, like I get, to an extent, Ancient Bats is like the kind of, that's the direct answer to that, in that, the rarer they are, the more power they'll have, the more utility they'll have in their ability to create more Mutant Bats. In terms of like, your regular CryptoBatz, no, I think that there's a lot of emphasis still. We're not like positioning this project necessarily as like a super utility project, in the sense of like it doesn't carry huge amounts of real world utility. There's no direct plans right now to be able to use your CryptoBat as a ticket or as some kind of that's not as a key to an event, a special place or something. I think it's all there as an option looking forward, but at this point in time, I think the sort of simple answer really is no. I don't think there'll be any extra utility created by the rarity of the traits, just to answer your question directly. And your second question, I've forgotten your second question, sorry. Just give me a prompt.
Just like how like Ozzy might be there in the future, and where you guys kind of see CryptoBatz going like after the mint, after Ancient Bats, and what do you see for like the future of CryptoBatz?
Yeah, I mean, in terms of the future of CryptoBatz, like that's like a big question. I think we're out here to try and create a project that can go down in history as one of the big ones. And I think big ones is a loose term, but the way that we're going to do that is through community and through culture. If you look at any of the most successful technology companies that have ever existed, they don't really that it's not down to kind of a particular feature or functionality. It's more down to their success is more down to having an energy and a culture and a brand ethos. And I think that's what we're forming right now around CryptoBatz. You know, it's a community that is focused on positivity and I think, for lack of a word, like no bullshit. It's like a very transparent community. We're not messing around with like, you know, as Ash pointed out at the start of the space. We're not messing around with like invite incentives and trying to pump it up and we're just like, I think it's a group of like people that just want something that is what it is, and we're coming at it from a transparent place, and we're trying to create quality products, and we're trying to create a community that can be as big as we can even envision. In terms of like Ozzy's involvement, I mean, even speaking to next week, I'm so excited to show everyone. There's going to be a video coming out next week, and I could be wrong, but I do think there's a chance this video might break NFT Twitter next week when it drops, because it is essentially, yeah, I was there 2 weeks ago with Sharon and Ozzy, and we filmed it at their house in LA, and it's essentially the launch video for CryptoBatz, and it's tongue in cheek, it's really funny, and we're really really excited to get it out there. And I think, yeah, it's gonna. I mean, I can't even imagine what's gonna happen if that goes out and does what we think it will. It's gonna be like throwing a barrel of gasoline on a big bonfire. So that's going to be interesting. In terms of Ozzy's involvement beyond that, I think, you know, just as any creative director, his title in CryptoBatz is co-founder and creative director. So yeah, the creative decisions will be kind of, you know, bouncing them around with Ozzy. Basically, we have like regular meetings, and we'll just steer the company forward with him as a co-founder.
Well, thank you so much for answering that question. I think you guys are doing everything right. You know, everyone hates grinding, everyone hates invite comps. That all sucks, but I think this is just like the most wonderful organic growth that you guys could ask for. So thank you for letting us all be a part of it.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Appreciate that so much. All right, so we are going to try and get to as many people as possible. I know last night we had to end it before we could bring everyone up. So we are going to be a little more brief with our answers. You know, not for any other reason that we just want to get as many people the opportunity to speak. So we do also ask if you guys can try and keep it brief as well. Just again, we want to allow as many people the opportunity to come up here and speak. So with that said, I am going to hand it over to Crypto Attic.
Thank you guys again for letting me up on stage. I really appreciate the Discord today. I've watched, you know, the asshats that are in there posting horrible stuff. You guys as a team and the mods are on the ball so quick with getting those people out of there. Thank you, and thank you for not doing the invites. My number one question is, are you guys going to keep it secret, that lucrative fourth mutated spot, or are you going to drop it pre-launch, or what's the plan?
We'll be dropping it pre-launch, most likely. Don't quote me, but we'll be dropping it pre-launch. Next question.
I'm quoting. Thank you guys. I love you guys. It's awesome.
Likewise. Thanks for the support, dude. Really appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you so much. And definitely shout out to the mods, Z, All Peachy, the whole gang. Utmost love to that team. All right, so going to go to Versace.
Hello.
Hello, sir.
Hey, what's
Hey
going
guys. Hey, so yeah, so I just came across your project today, and just want to say, yeah, it looks very bullish. One thing I wanted to know is like, what was the thought process behind the whole bronze, silver, and gold rolls? Because I've been in other projects where whitelist is more for like people who have 50 invites, 20 invites. I just wanted to know like what the thought process was, because I know there's a lot of serious investors out there, collectors, and they will get those 50 invites, even like 100 invites, no problem. But what really was like the thought process to this whitelist system?
I will happily answer this one. So we tried to make the pre-sale structure as fair and equal as possible. We are very much against the idea of community members having to grind that's just not how the NFT space should operate. And we understand that you guys have other responsibilities. So what we wanted to do was create opportunities for everyone, and I think we've done a pretty good job at that up until this point. But we did the tier system ultimately, one, to prevent gas. So again, that structure will be elaborated a little more and on the back end. But two, everyone, like I've said, has different skill sets. So what we've wanted to do is create giveaways and competitions, and give spots to the people that are helping others out. Right, we wanted to foster a community where positivity and respect, and ultimately our values were perpetuated into our pre-sale structure. So that's really what it comes down to. I mean, I could talk about this forever, but I hope that really answers your question,
Oh
Versace.
yeah, no, yeah, for sure, I get that. Absolutely, that's awesome. And yeah, also my last question was just will you guys have a ticket system soon? Because I'm not here to shill other projects, but I have direct contact with admins in a project that has over 160,000 members, and we've had members open tickets about reaching out to you guys. So I don't know how to like get in contact with admin team or anything. So will you guys do anything of that nature soon?
Sure, just hit me up. Send me a Twitter or Discord DM, whichever works better for you. Probably Twitter.
Okay, Ash, right?
Yes.
All right, for sure. Well, thank you guys.
Good deal. Talk to you soon, man.
Thanks.
Thank you so much. All right, so we have DeWiz. I know you've been waiting for quite some time. DeWiz, how we doing?
Hey, how you guys doing?
Doing great, thank you.
Well, first and foremost, congratulations on the immediate success of this. It's the only NFT I've ever been interested in. I've had my name The Wizard for 10 years now because of the Black Sabbath song The Wizard, so I'm really a big fan. So, secondly, in regard to the whitelist spots like the bronze and whatnot, when it comes time to claim, how will we be notified what to do or where to go to be able to say that, hey, we got that spot, so you guys can know that we are who we are?
Yeah, I think, Danny, do you want to just do the blow by blow on this again? Because I just remember my first time going through this kind of stuff, and I don't want to sound patronizing there at all either, DeWiz, but like no one like wants to explain it to people for some reason. It's like this like weird insider thing, and it's like so intimidating to ask people. Danny, maybe just give the complete like the step by step on how that works for people when they do get whitelist.
Yeah, so in just the instance of time, won't go into too much detail, but I can tell you unequivocally that we are going to create channels and give you the necessary resources to walk you through this step by step. Because, like Japeji said, sometimes you're not getting the support as a newcomer that you should. We should have efficient onboarding, and this community is going to make sure that it is very clearly understood. We will be notifying everyone to get their addresses on time. Again, I might be speaking gibberish, and you might not be familiar with some of that stuff, but we'll make sure that it's very clear to you guys, and we'll do everything we can to make sure that we answer your questions.
All right, cool. Thanks for that. Also, just wanted to say that the mods over in the Discord are amazing. They're always keeping an eye out and answering questions and being very helpful. And then the final thing is, please vote the Wizard for silver, platinum, or gold, please. You guys have a good one.
Thank you.
All right, peace.
Thanks, the Wizard. Anthony, how we doing?
I'm all right. How are you guys doing?
Wonderful. Loving the energy.
Yeah, been going at it for quite a while in there. Sadly missed the spaces yesterday. I was working, but hey, I'm here today, so that's all that matters. Quick, easy question. I know there's a lot of people who are fans of CryptoBatz, fans of Aussie, in the Greater Toronto area here in Canada, and I was wondering, launch party. Can we get a launch party? Can I help set it up?
I'm not like adverse to that really. I think it's like a pretty cool idea, isn't it? I think maybe I don't want to be that guy, but maybe like the COVID thing right now might mean that it needs to be delayed a little bit until things cool down. I'm in New York City right now, and it's definitely kind of hot over here. But Yeah, I mean, I think that's an awesome idea. I love the idea of, I was here for NFT NYC, and like, I think I love the idea of like a real world thing for CryptoBatz holders. If it was here on the East Coast, I don't know if we'd be able to get Ozzy or Sharon to show necessarily, but I think we could do something cool. I mean, yeah, send a DM to one of us, and let's just have a convo about it. Even if it's not a right now thing, it should be something that we can chat about. Like in a couple of months.
True, true. Sounds good. Yeah, the COVID thing. Yeah, that's gonna be probably the biggest
Yeah, that old
wall in
chestnut.
our way
Yeah,
for
yeah, yeah.
anything get together like. But yeah, yeah, I'll send a DM for sure. Thank you.
Nice.
Yeah, thank you, and definitely all advocates for getting boots on the ground. Just gotta obviously take all the craziness into consideration. So appreciate you coming up, Anthony. Glad you were able to make it tonight. Um, Uvu, I hope I pronounced that
Hey,
right.
that's fine. It's whatever.
How we doing?
Good. I just have a quick question. I'm pretty new to NFTs, but this one got my attention because Ozzy's in it, and that's like a big deal. So, but I kind of threw it around on the bronze list, the idea before bringing it up in here, but with the ancient bats and the random QR code. Is it gonna just like that's kind of sketchy, just throwing random QR codes and just scanning them with like your fat wallets and stuff like that? Like, I don't know.
Uh,
Maybe I'm just the only one.
No, I think
Is
the
it
way it will be very obvious what you're saying. Yeah, I mean it's a good point. Yeah, we probably shouldn't encourage people to go and scan random QR codes that they find in places, but the way we'll set it up is that it will be very obvious what it is you're finding, um, and all you will be doing is getting access to a wallet. It won't be asking to take anything from you. There won't be a transaction per se. There won't, we won't be asking for a sort of mint on the ancient bats, for example. So yeah, it's a good point you bring up, though. Honestly, I think there's with this kind of like real world aspect to it, it introduces a bunch of like
some kind of
yeah
danger element? I'm
yeah
just
yeah
making
security.
sure there's some kind of safe for something. I'm just picking you guys' brains, so
No,
that's what
no,
I'm
it's
doing.
good. It's no, you're not. Yeah, I'm not. I think it's really valid, and it's a really, that's like the advantage to like having these open conversations with our community every day is what we're doing right now.
This is the first one, so I believe in this. So I'm in on it. So
Yeah, and yeah, it's a good point. I think there's a lot of, I think, there'll be more security kind of questions around ancient bats than there will be around sort of a digital only project. So I feel confident on it. There's solutions to all of these things, and yeah, I think we'll be extra careful.
word. Thanks, guys.
Thanks.
Thank you. So we are going to go to our last couple speakers here. I know we got a couple other people waiting. Again, I took a screenshot of who is pending to come up. We'll be doing Twitter Spaces very regularly, every single day. So if you don't get a chance to come up and speak, we promise we will get you up here eventually. So I will turn it